That was epic. That was a good day. Good week in the forest. Alright. So now we're back to our... our pretty boy here. I think we are going to... I think we're going to take him to the... Ooh. Oh, there's everybody's stats. I think we're going to take him to the palace. To attend a ball. You spend the week attending fancy gatherings. You gain 2 charm, 1 finesse, and one day the king approaches you. Excuse me, but you look like someone who I can confide in. I really want a prince to take over the throne, but the queen and I aren't exactly active in the bedroom. He blushes a little. Do you have any advice on how I could romance the queen, so to speak? He doesn't have a lot of charm. So we're gonna admit that we just don't know how to help. He walks away disappointed. That was end of week 2. Oh no, we're getting close. It was on us in a heartbeat, or so the stories go. The earth shook, the air went still. We are going to take her to the alchemy tower this week, I think. We're going to have her brew potions. She doesn't have a lot of mind, but she's got a good amount of magic. You spend the week experimenting with different potion brews. You gain 2 magic and 1 mind. Yay, more mind! Yay! One day, you hear one of the alchemists shout, Eureka! When you look over to see what he's done, you spot a small, previously dead ferret come to life. I figured out the antidote to death, the alchemist exclaims. The undead ferret lets out a horrific noise and lumbers about slowly. Do you destroy the abomination, or do you praise the alchemist's accomplishment? I feel sorry for the creature. I think we're going to have to destroy it. You smack the ferret off the counter and stomp on it until it stops twitching. That was not a very decent way to get rid of it. The alchemist is horrified. You gain 1 physique. I'm sorry, alchemist, but that's just wrong. The creature was suffering. Alright. So we've got this guy with good charm, decent finesse. I can't stop yawning for the life of me. We're gonna keep him at the tavern, and he's gonna continue to bartend. I know it sounds boring, but I think it's really building up his charm, which is a good thing. You spend the week serving drinks at the tavern. You earn another wealth, and you gain 2 more charm. One day, a fortune teller sets up at one of the tavern's tables. She offers to read anybody's fortune for a small sum. Yeah, we'll do it. 1 wealth. Why not? You spend a wealth. The fortune teller takes your hand and begins showering you with promises of love and wealth. She doesn't really go into any detail, and the whole time you can't help but feel that this is all an act. Underwhelmed and slightly poorer, you can't help but feel like you've wasted your money. Sorry, so unprofessional. Okay. That night, while walking home, the fortune teller runs up to you and gives you a kiss on the cheek. Mwah. There's the love part, she says with a toothless smile. Then she hands you a giant sack of gold. There's the wealth, she says. You gain 2 wealth. Still think I'm a hack? That seems very played out. She knew what was going to happen. Alright. Now we got the red chick again, I think. We need more caffeine is what I think. Alright. Let's keep her in the forest. We'll chop wood. Why not? You spend a week cutting down trees for the village. You gain 2 physique. You earn yourself 1 wealth. Awesome. One day you stumble upon a gigantic moss-covered stone. It pulses with a magical energy. What do? I think we're gonna leave it alone. Well, no, we'll touch it. You lay your hand on the enormous object. The stone's magical energy shoots into your body. You gain 1 magic. Sweet. We didn't really need magic, but okay, we'll take it. Alright. You know, we haven't gone to the gardens yet. Let's go there. Let's landscape. You spend a week maintaining the plants in the royal garden. You gain 1 finesse, 1 physique, and earn yourself 1 wealth. He's got really good physique and finesse. Now might be a good time to try the arena with him. Walking past a pond one day, you see a fat little frog sitting on a lily pad. Please, sir, the frog begs, I'm not a frog at all, but an enchanted prince. If you could see your way to kissing me, it would break the curse and return me to normal. We're gonna catch the frog, because he doesn't have enough magic to cure anything. You realize that a talking frog is worth a fortune and quickly grab for it. It tries to hop away, but you're too quick. Ignoring the frog's protests, you bundle it up in your bag. Later, you sell it to a traveling merchant for a huge fee. You gain 3 wealth. I would have loved to cure it, but it wouldn't have happened. And then the world was a howling fury. Chaos, screaming. The sound of all we knew being pulled in half. Week 4. Here we go. Okay. Now, her magic is just phenomenal. So we're going to keep her in the alchemy tower. Brewing potions. You spend a week experimenting with different potion brews. Ooh. 2 magic and 1 mind. Oh my goodness. I just cannot stop yawning for the life of me. One day, while in the tower, one of the alchemists asks you to watch his potion while he's out. Soon after he leaves, the potion begins bubbling out of control. If you don't do something soon, it'll explode. We're gonna throw it out the window. You toss the potion out the window and watch its contents empty into the town's water supply. Quick thinking! You gain 1 mind. You take off early for the day, hoping nobody finds out. We didn't do it! It wasn't us! Okay. It's got good charm. I think we'll take him to the palace this week. Attend the ball. Oh, look at him, he's so charming. You spend the week attending fancy gatherings. You gain 2 charm and 1 finesse. One day, you overhear the jester tell a joke to a group of people. Everyone laughs, but you didn't understand the joke at all. We'll try and figure it out on our own. You never managed to figure it out. You've begun coming to terms with the fact that your sense of humor is lacking. Being more self-aware, you manage to exude an aura of confidence. You gain 1 charm. Awesome! We gained 3 charm in that sitting. She's got really good physique. We'll take her to the arena. Compete in a fight. You spend the week fighting brutes in the arena. You gain 2 physique and 1 finesse. While wandering around the halls between matches, you spot your former lover, Kelly. An awkward exchange happens in which you want to know how they're doing without seeming to care too much. After a few minutes, Jean, one of the most popular fighters in the arena, butts into the conversation. Hey, Kelly, sorry to interrupt, but we've got to leave right away if we wanted to make it to your mother's in time. You say an awkward goodbye as they walk off holding hands. How do you feel? I think we'll feel happy for Kelly. You feel it's good that both of you have moved on. I need something to drink. This encounter, despite its awkwardness, was refreshing. You gained 1 charm. Awesome. Alright. We'll go over to the hospital and patients. You spend the week diagnosing and tending to the sick. You gain 2 mind and earn 1 wealth. One day you hear spooky sounds echoing through the hospital. Soon afterwards, a glowing blue ghost floats down from the ceiling. Ooh. horrible noises. She doesn't appear to realize that she is freaking everyone out. You decide to do something about it. We'll talk. You approach the spirit and try to explain to her the effect she's having on the sick. She seems to understand what you're telling her and apologizes for bothering everybody. She walks through a wall and is never seen again. A doctor tosses you a sack of coins as a way of saying thanks. You gain 2 wealth. End of another week. When it arrives this time, how will we fare? Will we once more rebuild, move on, be strong? Or have we forgotten? Week 5. Oh, look! Oh no, look, down in the corner. There's a lot of fog. Lots and lots of fog. Okay. We are going to keep her in the alchemy tower. And potions. Experimenting. You gain 2 magic and 1 mind. She's doing awesome. One day you hear cries for help coming from the next room. Running over to investigate, you see that the alchemists there have accidentally created an ooze monster. How do you dispatch the ooze? We are going to blast it with magic. You pulverize the ooze into a puddle with an array of magical spells. The alchemists all cheer, yay! You gain 1 charm. That really wasn't what I wanted her to gain, but you know, that's alright. It still works out in the end. She's doing pretty good. Alright, Mr. Green Dude, you've got so much charm. We're gonna keep you in the palace, and we're gonna do administrative work. You spend the week doing paperwork for the palace. You're paid 2 wealth and gain 1 mind. One day, the court jester approaches you. Would you like to learn to juggle? He asks decisively. I'll teach you everything I know for a small sum. Sure, why not? 1 wealth. It's just 1 wealth. You spend the day with the jester practicing your juggling technique. You improve dramatically. You gain 2 finesse. You gain another 2 finesse. You happily pay the jester for his services. Sweet, we gain 4 finesse from that.